Hi Virgos, how are you? Welcome to your October 2017 reading. Sorry it is a bit late, better late than never. Said a Gemini at some point in time. So let's see what is going on for Virgos for October. I know that Jupiter moving into Scorpio, moving into your third house. Communication gets bigger. Right? Communication gets bigger, more honest. Communication expands. Maybe some of you are writing a book. Some of you are looking to start, journalism, careers in journalism, and things begin to really take off in the third house sector for you all, for Virgo, for this month. On the 10th. It is the 8th now as I'm shooting this video, and hopefully it will be uploaded the same day. So, okay, so let's see. King of Cups, Strength, and Judgment. Alright. So, I'm really getting this King of Cups as representing somebody else, possibly a water sign. And I'm really feeling this Judgment card to sort of correlate to your energy at the moment. I mean, Virgo energy is already incredibly discerning, incredibly critical, is incredibly meticulous. And so there could possibly be a situation that you're reflecting back on where you're feeling incredibly hard on yourself, which is not a surprise at all to find. But let's see what else is going on for Virgos for the month of October 2017. That Judgment card feels really important. Okay, so the King of Cups, I feel, is somebody from your past. A lot of signs are getting a lot of past lovers returning. Or are having to deal with past love stuff. And I do feel that now that Jupiter is leaving Libra, it's, while Jupiter's been in Libra, there's been a lot of activity happening for a lot of signs, especially, ooh, I just got a splinter. There's been a lot of activity happening for a lot of the signs regarding relationships, one-on-one interacting, one-on-one harmonizing. And so relationships have been a very important, sort of very big, larger than life theme in a lot of people's lives lately. The moon. Okay, so we're getting a lot of major arcana. I'm going to clarify all the majors as I normally do. Because they're bigger energies with smaller stories within them, and they each can hold multiple narratives, right? Judgment could mean that you're judging yourself or other people, or that you're feeling as though, things that you might have done, there's something that you might have done, something that you might have, and a behavior that you might have engaged in that's now kind of coming back to haunt you, right? Like Judgment also refers to like the coming of the angels, right? To sort of read you your judgment, to determine whether or not you are worthy for, a spot in paradise, whatever it may be, whatever it is that you may believe in. Let's see what else is going on. Sorry for all the shuffling. This is just sort of what happens sometimes. The Tower and the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles has been showing up quite a bit in all the readings. So these are the cards. So I feel like this is your energy here. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. So, a lot of you definitely feeling a little bit more emotional, a little bit more emotionally sort of attached or emotionally involved. Like a little bit more involved in your feelings. A little bit more than usual. Yeah, I think there's been a realization here. Possibly about, your behavior or the behavior of somebody else. But we have the King of Cups here, and I feel that this King of Cups is somebody from your past. With the Six of Cups underneath it. Somebody that you have previously had a thing with, and it took a lot for you. I believe it took a lot for you to sort of walk away from the situation. I believe that it took a lot for you, because it's also, you know, we're underneath the moon here. So it took a lot for you to face. It took a lot for you to face whatever shadow aspects there are, you know, and this could be a Cancer, right? We have the moon and the King of Cups here. We have the Six of Cups too. So I'm definitely feeling like if this was a Cancer, or, you know, a very powerful, somebody with a lot of water in their chart, a very watery person, somebody that there was a lot of emotional activity going on between you and that person, or that person within themselves. And it took a lot for you to recognize like the shadow aspects relating to this person, relating to this past relationship. Let's get clarification. I'm going to start the clarifying now. Can I get clarification for the Strength card? So the Queen of Cups came up. Can I get clarification for the Moon? Yeah, it's almost as if you had to recognize sort of the burdens, or you had to recognize the overwhelming amount of work that was going into being put into this relationship, right? And again, it's like another relationship here with the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Wands, of observing the emotional burden, the emotional weight, the heaviness of whatever was happening, whatever this relationship here with this King of Cups. Can I get clarification for the King of Cups? We're just going to clarify everything today. Can I get clarification for the King of Cups, please? Yeah. The Lovers popped out. I just realized that you couldn't see that in the screen. My computer is so small. I'm sorry. The Lovers popped out to clarify the King of Cups. So there's definitely a very, you know, and almost a relationship that almost, you know, possibly a twin flame type relationship, right? I personally don't believe in twin flame. Like, I don't believe that there's one single person out there that we're supposed to have this. I feel that we have multiple soulmates, and some of those soulmates may be romantic, they may not be romantic, they may just be friendship, they may be familial, they may be work-related, but we encounter soulmates on a daily basis. And that some soulmates are meant to teach us really, really difficult lessons, and that some soulmates are, you know, we're meant to be in love with them and share romance with them. Some of them were not, right? And I feel that you definitely had this person, this King of Cups from the past, was somebody that you definitely had a very powerful soulmate connection, right? That it almost felt like it was ordained by the angels, that it was definitely something that, you know, that felt like it was destiny, right? Like this card to me feels like, with this angel hovering over, that it almost feels kind of destiny-like, and that it feels as if it was meant to be, right? So there was definitely that sentiment there with that King of Cups. Like, this King of Cups is somebody who, from your past, who was very, very, you know, had impacted you very emotionally, and that's why you're sort of in this Queen of Cups energy, where you're like, damn, what just happened, right? And that there were lessons, right? And that sometimes, you know, we're in these unions, not forever, but because, and they're so powerful and so intense, because they have to hit us on a psychological or psychic level that's so deep, right? Like, these connections can feel so powerful because they need to be powerful in order for them to affect us in the way that they need to affect us, for us to learn the lessons. Like, there are lessons that you needed to learn with this person here. And it felt like it ended very quickly. It feels like it just kind of like, it almost feels like you're still kind of like, really? That's it? Like, that can't be it. There's got to be more than that. There's got to be more than that, right? And you're kind of here reflecting on, like, damn, like, this person just really affected me, right? And it took a lot of strength, right? Like, this relationship was not an easy relationship. This relationship, you know, it took a lot of strength, right? Like, we have strength here. We have Ten of Wands. We have Queen of Cups, the Moon. There was a lot of energy that went in. This relationship was meant to reveal your shadow side to yourself. it was meant for you to witness and bear witness to those parts of yourself that you really need to work on. You know, like what needed to really be changed? What needed to be transformed in this relationship, in this connection that you had with this person? I want to clarify the Judgment card. Can I get clarification for Judgment, please? We're just going to clarify all the cards because, okay, I want more. I want more than that. Can I get more clarification for Judgment? So we have 4 of Wands in the World, clarifying Judgment. Judgment's one of those cards that sometimes I can have a difficult time. Computer froze. Anyway, so we have the Judgment clarified by 4 of Wands and the World, right? So the completion of a cycle. I do feel that there were some things that you might have done, especially with the Moon being here and the 10 of Wands, that there are some burdens that weigh heavy on you, that there are some actions that you might have taken, right, that you feel that you kind of are keeping in secret, that you're not too proud of, that you're not too happy about, especially with regards to this past relationship. And that it's taken a lot of strength for you to look at those parts of yourself. You know, Virgo, y'all are perfectionists to a fault. Y'all need to present and, you know, it's very similar with Virgo and Libra, that you all need to present and show up with your best face on, with imperfection, in absolute, you know, best form, right? Is what I think of when I think of how a Virgo sort of operates and needs to present to the world around them. You know, and that anything that you do kind of engage in, any behaviors that you do kind of engage in that you're not really too proud of, right, that you kind of want to keep your head down about, that that kind of weigh on you heavy, then there is this tendency to go to this extreme of really sort of chastising yourself and really sort of putting yourself through the ringer. And so I feel that a lot of you, while yes, there are definitely cycles, right? Because this represents cycles. The world the world represents, you know, cycles coming to an end, freedom, right? We also have the Tower here and the 4 of Wands. So new foundations, old foundations being destroyed, new ones being built in the process of this Judgment, right? That you are really, like, both of these cards really have Plutonian energy to them, right? And so energy that really speaks to regeneration, rebirth, recycling, right? The recognition of parts of ourselves that need to be sort of destroyed and purified is kind of what's happening here in this Judgment card. So, you know, purifying your foundation, creating a new cycle. Sorry, this seems so vague, but this is what's coming up. Let's clarify the Tower, because I mean, the Tower's shown up all over the place this month because we have Jupiter entering into Scorpio. So we're going to have this dynamic energy moving into your 3rd house and shaking up your communication sector. So let's see why is the Tower here? Can we get clarification for the Tower card? Clarification for the Tower. Why is the Tower here for Virgo? Okay. Yeah. So I feel that there is a lot of reflecting and there is a lot of sort of, you know, observing, and we have the 7 looking at observing and reflecting on how you get down in your relationships. You know, we have the 7 of Pentacles here. 7 of Pentacles speaks to the harvest, right? It's that card that correlates to the time of year when we do our best, we plant what we can, And we don't know if the harvest is going to work or not. We don't know if it's going to produce what we need, if it's going to yield what we need to survive the winter, but we're going to plant it anyway. We're going to do the best that we can, and we're going to hope that whatever, these pentacles have, to offer is going to be enough for the winter, right? And so in a sense, it's about investment. What am I willing to invest? What am I willing to, what work am I willing to put in? And am I willing, Virgos, opposing Pisces are notorious for needing to know what's going to happen before it actually happens, right? There is this need to have all of the details of my reality mapped out before me, in front of me, before I can move forward, right? But when we're talking about something like love, something like you can't control this other person. Or this other person. You can't control the other person. So for you to sort of treat the other person as if like you're just going to plant your expectations of them and they're just going to kind of manifest and grow and they're going to adhere to them, you can't really do that. You can plant your own intentions. You can plant your own expectations of what you want, of how you want to show up in the relationship. But ultimately, whatever energy that person chooses to show up in, you're going to have to kind of just deal with it, right? So relationships, I feel, have been, we have the Lovers here, we have the Two of Cups, we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups and the Six of Cups. So love is a big theme for you all this month. Love has been a big theme for you all, and really thinking about what am I really, what is this thing called love? What am I willing to invest into it? What am I willing to sort of put into the process? And how have I sort of acted previously, right? Judgment. How, almost to the point of being kind of harsh with yourself, right? Don't be too harsh on yourself. And if this person, this King of Cups is returning to you, right? Because there's strong energy here between you and this person. It could be a water sign, could be a Gemini, could be Cancer. So there's strong energy here, and this person could potentially be returning. And I definitely would, we just had the full moon in Aries. And the full moon in Aries occurred in your 8th house, right? So your house that really deals with, how do you merge with other people, your money, bringing your money in with other people's money. How do you merge your financial resources with your significant other? We do have Pentacles here with regard to these relationships, right? So, and Taurus kind of had a similar vibe, right? Where it was, you're really considering not only the emotional aspects of a relationship, but also okay, well, how do me and this person, how can we collaborate and balance out the effort and the work, the financial responsibility that goes in to merging with somebody, right, in a relationship, right? So that could also be a question on your mind I've invested a lot in myself and in my own business and in my own my own financial wealth and well-being. How do I now balance that out with this person, right? And Aries being in your 8th house, right? Aries has a tendency to want to self-preserve. Self-preservation is where Aries, automatically wants to go towards. And whereas Libra is more so about, well, how can we actually combine? How can the two of us come together and combine, right? How can the two of us come together and merge and share our energies? And then the 8th house is well, how do we now merge all of our assets, all of our resources? How do we merge sexually? How do we merge spiritually and psychically, right? So there could also be a question of wow, I've just done all of this work. I've had these epiphanies. I've had these realizations regarding, the building of my own foundation, and the freedom that I gain when I'm set in my own foundation, right? And that makes me feel good about myself. And now I'm a bit apprehensive because now I have this person here who wants to, like, I've just grown all of this. And now, and, you know, Taurus had a very, very similar sort of message, right? So, you know, one, you know, and I'd also be mindful of what is going on during the new moon in Libra, right? Like, is this person going to come back around during the new moon cycle? Have they already come back around the full moon cycle? We do have the moon here, and the full moon is going to be happening, the new moon is going to be happening in Libra in your second house, right? So your house of self-sufficiency, your house of how you kind of create and generate your own wealth and well-being. And also your house of being possessive, right? I feel like this card to me is really reading as somebody who's being kind of possessive of, you know, like they've just kind of gone through a lot. You know, when you go through a lot, or you can become a bit possessive of yourself and possessive of, you know, your space even. And I'm kind of reading that is that, like, this is somebody who feels a little bit of anxiety regarding their own personal space, their own well-being. So they're kind of apprehensive at the moment to step out and do a couple of things. We'll clarify these cards as we go along. These are just the different narratives that I'm receiving as we're going through the reading. But yeah, this King of Cups could potentially return. Pay attention around the moon cycles as to whether or not this person kind of comes back and returns to you. You're going to have to communicate, though. And I don't think you have a problem with that because Jupiter is moving into your third house. Can I get clarification for this Nine of Wands, please? Clarification for the Nine of Wands. Okay, so I just remember you can't see the cards. Three of Wands and the Hermit came out to clarify the Nine of Wands. So I believe that there's a lot of you that are out there that are seeking some kind of higher knowledge, right? And this Judgment card kind of fits that as well. There's this desire to kind of go out and seek some form of enlightenment or some form of understanding or wisdom. And this also to me speaks to, I mean, the Virgo card is, I mean, the Hermit is the Virgo card. So here you all are. Here you all are. And we have the Three of Wands here, which to me also represents sending messages out, communicating. And this person isn't just communicating with another person. Like, they're sending out messages across the sea, across land and sea. Like, they're sending out large scale messages to reach people, probably on a mass scale, probably on a larger level. So I feel like this really speaks to, you know, the larger than life communication that's going to be coming in for you as Jupiter enters into your third house. That there might be some of you that are going to communicate, you know, spiritual knowledge, awareness. For me, this card also feels very, very kind of Sagittarian as well, just in some way. But I definitely feel that a lot of you are going to be communicating. You're a bit apprehensive about it. There's apprehension regarding communicating. There's apprehension about, you know, going into this space of awareness and enlightenment that's not very comfortable. Because Virgos are very much about what's happening here and now in the real world. That's more of a Pisces, right? Pisces wants to go out and sort of escape and gain knowledge, you know, regarding the other realms, right? Virgo's interested in how can I control the details of this realm, of this physical, human, earthly realm. Can I get clarification for the King of Pentacles, please? Ace of Wands. So this King of Pentacles, I believe, is another person, and they have an opportunity to offer you. It's a quick opportunity, so you got to take it fast. So there's a new opportunity here, and whatever apprehension or fear that you're feeling, you're gonna have to let it go. You're gonna have to set that aside, because there's a new opportunity here for you to possibly do the thing that you love to do, right? To communicate a message that you've been wanting to communicate, maybe on a massive scale. Maybe some of you are looking to start, working as journalists, or some of you are going to be writing a book. Some of you are going to be, traveling potentially. Some of you, whatever, third house activity, short journeys, writing, journalism, sharing information, sharing new knowledge gained through wisdom, right? That I feel like you've definitely have accomplished here with this Judgment card and this Moon card even as well, and the Tower, right? So I feel that a lot of you are going to be given opportunities, but there's apprehension about it. And it's like earth signs, especially Capricorn and Virgo, can be a little bit apprehensive, can be a little bit too cautious about, oh, well, I have this goal that I want to attain, but I'm afraid that if I do it, it's going to, this and this and that, it's going to go wrong, or it's not going to go right, or it's going to, all these things have the potential of fucking up, but you just have to do it, right? These wands kind of throw all caution to the wind. Fire signs are great at throwing caution to the wind. So just do it, Just, this person, this King of Pentacles, has an opportunity to offer you. And I feel that opportunity would actually bring you great sort of power, even. A great advancement in your career. Great control. Yeah. In your career sector. So let's pull an outcome card for Virgo. Outcome for Virgo for October 2017. Outcome for Virgo for October 2017. Yeah, there's still some worrying going on. 9 of Swords. So I feel that a lot of you are still beating yourselves up over whatever this Judgment card represents for you, right? That there is something that you've done that you feel, you need to atone for, or that you need to sort of make up for, or, that you feel bad about having done or engaged in. You gotta let it go. You've gotta let it go, That Mercury nervousness energy that you all carry, that Gemini really doesn't carry, but Virgos ruled by Mercury definitely do carry that nervousness. You're going to have to find a way to quell that energy. You're going to have to find a way to kind of put it to sleep, and allow yourselves to be human. Allow yourselves to be a human. Allow yourselves to be somebody that, is emotionally connected. Be somebody that, makes mistakes, that, and don't take it so seriously. I feel like everything for a Virgo can be a bit serious, depending also on what you have a lot of in your chart. So just be mindful of how much time you're spending in this energy, that it's not really necessary, and then it's all in your mind. All right, Virgo. So that was your reading for October. And once again, this is a general reading, so it may not apply to all Virgos. And if you like a personal reading with me, you can contact me at the links that I've put in the description box below, my email, website, all of that stuff. And I hope you all enjoyed the reading, and I'll see you in November. All right, bye.